Hello guys, Radio Zindagi पर बने हुए हैं आप 1550 AM is the frequency and we are starting the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. Dr. Saket Bhatia is live with us today on Radio Zindagi and you can listen to him every Tuesday between 3 to 4 p.m. Dr. Saket Bhatia has a PhD in electrical engineering with specialization in RF microelectronics, semiconductor device physics and wireless communications. He is the founder and CEO of two companies in the Bay Area. One is Theos Medical Systems, a medical device company, and other is Arito Marketing, accelerator firm. Saket has a PhD in astrology and is a certified numerologist, and he's a senior board member at the International Association of Vedic Astrology and Numerology, and is a contributing author at the Jyotish Journal. With over 25 years of experience and 12,000 clients, he can help you uncover your strengths, weaknesses, and true potentials. Saket ji can help you gain direction and guidance in all aspects of your life, be it your career, finance, business, health, children, immigration, relationship, and much more. Through the combined power of astrology and numerology, he can guide you to live a better life. So let me start my show by welcoming him, and before that I would like to give you the information that contact करना बहुत आसान है. आप साकेत जी को डायरेक्ट कॉल कर सकते हैं 408-639-5300 or you can log on to his website for all the information, which is by his first and last name saketbhatia.com, or shoot an email at info@saketbhatia.com. And if you have a quick question, studio lines will be open shortly. You can give us a call 510-770-1550. That's the studio line number. Do give us a call if you have any quick question. Let's start the show. Hello and welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I am wonderful. How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was wonderful. I hope the listeners of my show also had a great weekend, a wonderful Thanksgiving, and you got a chance to meet your family and celebrate what this event is all about.
Absolutely. Thanking people who are in our life.
Thanking not just people who are in our life, thanking people who will come forward in our life, thanking people we miss, thanking people who have made a difference, लेकिन हम भूल जाते हैं उनको.
But अभी तो direct thanks उनको ही कर सकते हैं ना जो हैं हमारी life में.
Yeah, but you know, we can always
Yes,
hope for the better.
In mind we should thank everybody.
Yeah. तो last week हमने बात की थी marriage की.
जी.
We spoke about marriage, spouse, partner, business, the seventh house basically, right? और हमने कहा था कि I don't know if you remember, we said, what if there are different planets sitting in the seventh house? Yaad hai?
Yes.
We said if you have sun, you might have a dominant partner.
Yes.
I use the word might because if you have sun at the ascendant degree या 15 degree पे जो बीच का होता है, then it is strong. But if it is not,
Lower than that.
if it is at a different degree or not exactly at the ascendant, then उसके characteristics थोड़े change हो जाते हैं. We also said what would happen if we have Jupiter, Venus and all those planets. फिर आपको याद है हमने कहा था it also depends on the zodiac signs, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. For example, if you have moon which is in Taurus, that would make an amazing emotional partner for you.
Right.
If you have sun in Leo, it would make a very aggressive partner for you. फिर हमने कहा था there are different aspects. So these are things we have to see if we want to make sure that we're reading the chart of the person correctly. कि शादी कब होगी, कैसी होगी, टिकेगी, nibhegi, you know, those kind of things we have to understand.
Okay. So let's start when we are talking about marriage. People say that marriages are made in heaven. What's your opinion about that?
भाई मेरी ओपिनियन तो मैं दे दूंगा, आपकी क्या ओपिनियन है?
मेरी opinion है कि there is some click somewhere. I personally feel, maybe with my own experience or the marriages I have seen around me, that there is some equation, like किसी का कोई planet कहीं ना कहीं किसी के planet से कुछ तो लेना देना होता है, तब the companionship is built.
तो why did you marry your husband at the time you married him, and why is it कि अब तक चल रहा है, out of 7 billion people, why is it you only found him? कुछ तो लिखा होगा कहीं ना?
That's true.
See, everything in life cannot be हो गया.
Coincidence.
No. Coincidence is only within limits. If your body structure, personality, education, career, health, wealth, everything is written, marriage भी लिखा रहता है. So your marriage is written. In fact, marriage is important. हम इसकी बात कर रहे हैं because marriage is the one thing that people are looking forward to in their life. Not just marriage, companionship. देखिए You want to spend valuable life with somebody. You want to enjoy, you want to have some fun, you want to explore life. And that's when you need a partner. Bachpan mein you have parents, then you have siblings, then you have friends, and then you have a partner. So happiness ho ya unhappiness ho, you live with somebody.
Yes.
Right? And to be very fair about it, ye aapki chart mein likha hai. So yes, it is written from the heaven directly.
So, but what about those marriages? कई बार रिश्ते टूट जाते हैं, relationship breaks at a very initial stage, maybe couple of years में. So, what about those marriages?
So, first of all, issue क्या होता है when people, you know, some people, I do, कि you know they're very madly in love, they're very passionate about each other, things work out very well, and then one fine day they just hate each other.
Yeah.
They don't want to look at each other, and then हम साइड पे रह जाते हैं कि किसकी साइड लें,
जी.
this one or that one.
हाँ.
तो उसमें what went wrong? देखिए, the way I see it is, हमने पहले भी शो पे कहा है, life is about adjustments and adapting. तो when you miss out on one of that, या तो आपकी expectations unrealistic है, that's when you start expecting more from your partner than what you or yourself can give. Sometimes it makes time कि आप बैठ जाओ अपने partner के साथ and have an open discussion. तो to answer your question, क्यों टूटती है? It could be misunderstanding. It could be your personality, could be your partner's personality, could be any of the above. But most of the times it is just circumstances. हम कहते हैं एस्ट्रोलॉजी में कि शादी टूटती है, रिलेशनशिप टूटते हैं, इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ योर प्लैनेट्स. देखिए, आप जब घर लेते हैं या शादी करते हैं तो पंडित के पास जाते हैं, वो मुहूर्त निकालता है.
जी.
मुहूर्त इज अ विंडो, इट ओपन्स एंड क्लोजेस, इट टेल्स यू अब शादी करें, अब घर लेना है. राइट? आजकल तो
फेवरेबल टाइम.
अभी तो आजकल पीपल आर इवन हैविंग सी सेक्शंस बेस्ड ऑन मुहूर्त, कुंडली बना के, देयर सेइंग, व्हिच आई थिंक इज रॉन्ग. बट
Wrong?
I mean, having a C-section just because you want the planets to be aligned in the right order for your baby, that is wrong.
So, but if it is already scheduled, then if they are seeing the charts, that which will be the time, does that make sense?
No.
No?
No,
Still
still
not?
doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Because बच्चा आना है जब आना है. I'll give you an example. We're deviating from the topic here.
Okay.
But I'll give you an example. Somebody wanted in India his baby to be born. Astrologer थे.
Okay.
हमारा show देखते हैं. I know him. He wanted his baby to be born on the 15th of the month at 8 p.m. And he said this is the best date. And
Okay.
he said we'll do it. But उनकी खुद की चार्ट से दिख रहा था और वाइफ की चार्ट से कि बच्चा will not have those characteristics. 8 बजे कॉम्प्लिकेशन हो गया, नहीं हो चुकी.
Obviously.
नेक्स्ट डे डॉक्टर में डिले आ गया. इवेंचुअली द सी सेक्शन डिड टेक प्लेस 6 days later. And
When it was meant to be.
when it was meant to be. So if you
Exactly.
think you're going to do a C-section and the baby is going to have those characteristics, no, the baby is going to come when it's going to come. ऊपर वाले ने चार्ट लिखी है,
Yes.
उसी के बेस पे
Predestined.
आएंगे. It is
It's
all predestined. So coming back to your question, शादी क्यों टूटती है? कभी कभी क्या होता है, शादी अच्छी होती है, रिलेशंस अच्छे होते हैं, प्लैनेट्स अच्छे हैं, बट देयर आर एस्पेक्ट ऑफ बैड प्लैनेट्स ऑन इट. लास्ट टाइम हमने कहा था प्लैनेट्स लाइक सैटर्न, राहु, they will cause stress in a relationship. And when they are overly strong and the good planets are weak, then the negativity of those planets overtakes the goodness of the other planets. That causes a break in relationships, right?
Okay.
Also, कभी-कभी शादी अच्छी नहीं होती,
Okay.
but after some time the relations keep getting better. Why?
Oh.
Because the planets are not that good. But the aspect मतलब दृष्टि, which we say like Jupiter is a good planet, वो देख रहा है. फिर Jupiter की जब दशा आती है, he gets more energized and gives it a better look. Wisdom आ जाती है लोगों में. They learn to adapt, they learn to adjust. वैसा होता है. So same way, you know, good planets can save a bad marriage. Bad planets can destroy a beautiful marriage. अगर हमें किसी की कुंडली पढ़नी है कि शादी क्यों टूटी है, रिलेशनशिप क्यों टूटा है, we have to study the 7th house.
Right.
Which is we explained जो शादी का घर होता
हाँ,
है.
हाँ.
We have to study the 2nd house.
Second?
Second is your house of values.
Okay.
How you appreciate your partner. दोनों की चार्ट में. We have to
Okay.
study the 4th house, जो आपका घर है, where you find happiness, where you find peace. We
Right.
have to study your 5th house, how emotionally compatible you are. We have to study your 12th house, the amount of fun you'll be having together. We have to study your 8th house, death, disease. ये सारे पढ़ने पड़ते हैं.
Exactly. Everything is related.
Yeah. So if you come to me and say हमारी शादी नहीं टिक रही, we're having problems, you can't just look at the 7th house, look at Venus, Jupiter and the Karak. You have to look at 7th, second, fourth,
Right.
8th, 12th, then you come up with the right answer and say yes, ये decision है, ऐसा होगा.
And what about those people जिनकी शादी नहीं होती? There are people who are like lifelong bachelors and
एक होता है किसी की शादी जल्दी हो, एक होता है किसी की शादी लेट हो, एक होता है किसी की शादी हो ही नहीं.
जी.
So let's go through all three.
Okay.
So first your question was, what if किसी की शादी होती नहीं है? Why? In order for a marriage not to work out, we have to first see the 7th house. वो तो शादी का घर है, वो तो हमने देखना ही है.
जी.
We'll look at the 7th house, we'll look at the 7th house lord. And then we'll look at the 2nd house. Agar 2nd house, which is the house of values, it is also the house of what you want in life.
Second house.
2nd house.
जी.
Do you know there are people, आप उनको gift दे दो, they're never happy, हमें नहीं चाहिए, we don't want this. They have a
I
very,
know some of them.
they have a strong 2nd house. They don't want anything.
Okay.
But at the same time, they want to give others. They don't have a problem. तो अगर आपके 2nd house में influence हो and planets are sitting with a negative aspect, it results in denial of marriage. If Venus for a man, Jupiter for a woman, and the Lord of the 7th also have negative aspects, it can result in denial of marriage. तो ये denial of marriage के लिए ये दो घर देखते हैं. तो when you call, I will see your 7th house, 2nd house. If there's nothing bad, शादी हो जाएगी, पता है. Now the question is, late होगी या जल्दी
Early
होगी?
होगी.
तो हमने कुछ rules लिखे हैं for early marriage, and these
Okay.
work very very well.
Okay.
Okay, so if you have Venus for a woman, for a man, or Jupiter for a woman, placed in house number 1, 4, 7, 10, 5 or 9.
Okay.
And these houses are also owned by good planets like Jupiter, Mercury, Venus. Not bad planets.
Yeah.
And they are aspected by good planets, like aspect matlab drishti of good
Drishti.
planets. Yeah.
जी.
And the Lord of the 7th house is also very well placed, तो शादी जल्दी होती है.
Okay.
If there is a good aspect on the 2nd house, means what you want. 7th Lord अगर वहाँ देख रहा है, शादी जल्दी होती है.
Okay.
So these are people who get married. 21 होता है, they get married. Girl is 18, they get married.
Oh.
It's very common in their charts. It's the desire. The planet is ready. The planet is saying, I am ready for marriage. मुझे शादी करनी है. So this is this is what happens. Now, late marriage के लिए क्या होता है? It is an average chart.
जी.
लेकिन there is some negative influences on the 7th house and on the 7th house lord. यही दो चीजें होती हैं. So for denial, we have to look at 7th house, 7th house lord, 2nd house,
जी.
2nd house lord. For early marriage, we have to see 7th house, the 7th house lord, Jupiter, placement in the right houses, placement in a benefic house. And for late marriage, सिर्फ 7th house देखना है हमने with the 7th house lord, and we have to see कि उसके ऊपर कितने negative influences हैं. That's it. So it's, देखिए, just like a lawyer, just like a doctor, we also have to go back and refer to notes.
Right.
Because ये भूल जाते हैं हम भी.
जी.
So when you call us or when you come to us for a session, we have to revisit our notes and make sure we're giving you the right advice at the right time. हम गलती नहीं कर रहे.
Absolutely. So, with that interesting conversation we are having right here, listeners, let me remind you that we are live in our studio. आप सुन रहे हैं the Saket Bhatia Astrology Show. And if you also have any question regarding marriage, relationship, या anything which is coming to your mind, you can definitely give us a call. 510-770-1550. That's our studio line number. If you would like to talk to Dr. Saket Bhatia, आप call कर सकते हैं right now. After the show, contact करना चाहते हैं directly, so you can call Saket ji at 408-639-5300. Once again, 408-639-5300 is the number. Website है उनकी saketbhatia.com और आप email कर सकते हैं info@saketbhatia.com. So we were talking about early, late and no marriage, and we did get some rules कि कब कैसे होती है ये.
Correct.
So that is exactly like a great decipher of all these complicated questions, I would say. अगर कोई कहेगा मेरी क्यों late हो रही, I know the rules. So now let's talk about the marriage break again. What we talked about at the beginning कि क्यों टूटती है शादी.
पहले तो हमने कहा था कि we just try to explain कि marriage break होती है typically because of different planets, हमें उनको पढ़ना है. But normally क्या होता है, marriage can also break depending on the position of the planets. Especially marriage can break in 3 ways, actually 2 ways: divorce and death.
Yeah.
Right? अगर death की बात करनी है तो we look at the 8th house. If the individual has a good planet sitting in the 8th house and a good aspect, then we know that their partner will outlive them. In general, right? And divorce की तो हमने पहले ही बात कर दी कि there are some issues, negative aspects on the 7th house, negative placement of planets. एक last week किसी ने phone भी किया था separative planets का. Remember when I told you कि when you have Sun, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu and Lord of the 12th, अगर ये आपके 7वें घर को देख रहे हैं, any two of them, from both the ascendant and the moon, then separation will happen. So quickly, we just look at the chart from the ascendant, फिर चंद्र कुंडली बनाते हैं, which is ascendant from the moon, and then we look at it and we see the aspects. Now, it is wrong and misleading to look at it from visually, because अगर planet, let's say 28 degrees पे हो, he is not going to aspect the house, 7th house completely. जब aspect होता है, the planet has to be sitting right in middle.
Okay.
30 degrees का घर है, जो planet बीच में बैठता है 15 degree पे, then he can see the whole house. But if he's sitting towards the side, then he gives aspects to two houses.
Okay, the one next to it.
Correct. So if a planet, for example, is sitting, I'll give you an example. अगर planet बैठा है, let's say 5 degrees in your ascendant, Saturn, he is going to aspect your 6th and your 7th house. आपकी health को भी खराब करेगा, शादी में भी hindrance देगा. So I know it's little confusing, but it is what it is.
You can say that those so swiftly after like so much experience in this field, but obviously for the listeners and me, this is little confusing, and that's why we won't take it in our hand. We'll come to you if we'll have questions. So after that, let's talk about a very scary part in marriages, which I have heard is Mangal dosh. मतलब ऐसा लगता है मंगल तो शादी का दुश्मन है. What do you have to say on that?
ये लंबी चौड़ी टॉपिक है.
Okay.
It will take time.
Okay.
देखिए, what is Mars? Jupiter is planet of wisdom. Venus is planet of luxury. Sun is your self-confidence. What is Mars? Planet of aggression, planet of action.
Yeah.
Let's say अगर आप में Mars नहीं रहा, you will have the ability to not take on the right thing at the right time. You won't be able to stand up for yourself. तो Mars तो हमें चाहिए.
जरूरत है. Yes.
हमें जरूरत है Mars की. तो ये मंगल दोष है क्या? See, स्पाइडरमैन पिक्चर में कहते हैं with
great power comes great responsibility.
Thank you.
Yes.
तो same with Mars.
जी.
अगर आपका Mars specific घर में बैठा हो, then it becomes very strong.
Okay.
It gives you the power to take on the world, but it can be misused. इसलिए मंगल दोष कहते हैं उसे. So मंगल दोष, many marriage astrologers have made a business out of it by stating कि मंगल important होता है, मंगल दोष important होता है. We have to make sure कि the boy and girl are both so-called mangliks.
Yeah.
Right?
Compatibility
That typical word which I don't like, but it is what it is, right? They use that word and say compatibility के लिए झाड़ से शादी कर दो, इससे शादी कर दो, right? कि मंगल दोष निकल जाए उसका. But what is the ground? उसके पीछे rationale क्या है? And in my show, I'm going to tell you there is no rationale behind it. So before this show, I went and opened up some books. I went and opened up old books like Parsa Hora, which is the astrology we are practicing, right? By Prashar. I also went and looked at Faladapika. I looked at Brihad Jataka. I looked at Jataka Prajihata. In किताबों में there is no mention of Mangal dosh at all. Astrology में there is no mention of Mangal dosh. Now if we go and look at the old astrology, newer astrology books, like Jataka Chandrika and Kalidas, वहाँ पर mention हुआ है. So what happens is, astrology जो 5000 साल पहले लिखी थी, उसमें सब कुछ लिखा था. Divorce, marriage, business, partnership, health, technology, but no मंगल दोष.
Okay.
But जैसे जैसे लोग थोड़ा समझने लगे astrology क्या है, they made their own rules, they made their own analysis, they made their own assumptions, and then comes in Mangal dosh.
Okay.
But Mangal dosh was always like, it is, more confidence, more power. But people talk of it today जैसे कोई disease नहीं हो, जैसे कुछ बुरी चीज हो.
Parents are under pressure. अगर बच्चा मंगलिक है, शादी की मुश्किल आएगी.
तो what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain कि मंगल दोष क्या है. I'll surprise you by explaining मंगल दोष cancel होता है.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain कि मंगल दोष कैसे impact करता है आपकी life पे. So मंगल दोष, in my opinion, is one of the biggest misconceptions and one of the biggest fears in astrology today. Right? Old books don't mention मंगल दोष. आप कोई भी किताब देख लो, इनफैक्ट more modern astrologers जो हैं, they ignore मंगल दोष.
Okay.
They ignore it completely. They say there is no real grounds for मंगल दोष. हाँ, some astrologers might come and say नहीं देखना पड़ता है because उन्हें business चाहिए.
But marriage में तो like
Why?
I don't know, I've heard.
मैं आपको समझाता हूँ. So मंगल दोष जो कुंडली में होता है, it only happens if Mars is placed in your first house,
Okay.
4th house, 7th house, 8th house या 12th house. धीरे धीरे देखना इन घरों में क्या इफेक्ट पड़ता है. Now it could be in the first house, but if the first house is Aries, you're not Manglik.
Okay.
It could be in the 7th house, but if it is Cancer Capricorn, you're not Manglik. It could be in the 12th house. If it is Sagittarius, you're not Manglik. It could be in the 4th house. If that is Scorpio, you're not Manglik. तो ऐसे ऐसे रूल्स हैं. जरा समझते हैं कि why it is like that. So let's assume Mars आपके first house में हो. Mars can only look 4 houses, 7 houses and 8 houses away.
Okay.
अगर Mars first house में तो बोलते हैं आपको गुस्सा बहुत आएगा. Not necessarily true. No. अगर Mars well, सबको गुस्सा थोड़ी आता है. You have to make a person angry, ना? कोई फालतू में तो कोई गुस्सा खाता नहीं. Now you have to understand, if Mars is in your first house looking at 4th, 7th and 8th, what can it do? First, it will get anger on the spouse because 7th house को देख रहा है. 4th house is house of happiness, वहाँ गुस्सा आएगा. And 8th house is your own life, which you will cut short. So that's why you're considered Manglik.
Okay.
अगर 4th house में है, he's going to look at 10th house, which is going to destroy your own career. He's going to look at 7th house, which is your house of marriage, वो खराब करेगा. And he's going to look at 11th house, मतलब gains खराब कर देगा आपकी life में.
So when you said life cut short, वो तो effect each other पे करते हैं, right? कि अगर मंगलिक नहीं है कोई तो then the life is cut short. That's the common.
That's the common misconception.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm trying to explain कि मंगल अगर 1, 4, 7, 8 और 12 में बैठा है तो क्या असर करता है.
जी.
तो अगर 7th में बैठा है, then he's going to look at 10th, which is career. He's going to look at you, your first house, and he's going to wipe away your gains. Now, if he's in the 6th house, 8th house, तो वो देखता है आपके. I know it's long, but listeners have to bear through this. आप अगर 8th house में है, then he's going to hurt your gains, he's going to hurt your money, and he's going to hurt your kids.
Okay.
That's the misconception. But ऐसा होता थोड़ी है. He's going to hurt your younger brothers and sisters. ये भी होता है मंगल दोष में, या.
Okay.
एंड अगर 12th हाउस में बैठा है तो आपको डिजीज दे जाएगा, शादी तोड़ देगा, एंड यंगर सिबलिंग पे भारी है. नाउ द क्वेश्चन इज, आई हैव गॉन थ्रू दीज रूल्स, राइट, बट मंगल दोष कैन कॉज सम प्रॉब्लम्स इफ मार्स इज इन अ बैड डिग्निटी. डिग्निटी मतलब अगर उसकी प्लेसमेंट खराब हो, अगर उस पे खुद पे एस्पेक्ट खराब है, देन मंगल इज अ प्रॉब्लम. बट इन जनरल मंगल प्रॉब्लम कैसे हुआ? देयर आर 7 बिलियन पीपल ऑन दिस प्लैनेट. 7 billion में से how many do you think are Mangliks?
25%.
Of 7 billion?
Uh-huh.
No, actually, that would mean close to 1 billion people or 2 billion people.
So इतना तो.
हाँ, तो सारे खराब हैं.
नहीं.
In fact, what I'm trying to tell you is, Manglik is just a misconception. There is no such thing. Planets तो कहीं भी बैठ सकते हैं. Right? ये astrologers want to make money. I wrote something on it, which I'll discuss later. But what I'm trying to say is, Mangal Dosh does not cause that many problems. There are many guidelines. You have to understand. Just looking at your chart and saying, oh, I'm Manglik, means nothing. Manglik are people who are working for the army, air force, police officers, people who are engineers, technologists. They have Mangal very strong in their charts. Astrologers have Mangal very strong in their chart.
Yeah, strong personalities.
Strong personality. People who make a difference in your life. They have strong Mangal. इनफैक्ट अगर आपका मंगल वीक है, थोड़ा स्ट्रांग कीजिए. लर्न टू स्टेप अप, लर्न टू स्टैंड अप फॉर योरसेल्फ, गैदर सम करेज, स्टेप अप फॉर व्हाट इज राइटफुली योर्स.
Absolutely.
That is what Mangal does. So don't think it is something bad. In fact, it's a good thing. But this concept of Mangal ye ho or Mangal wo ho, shadi kar do, is something old fashioned. It doesn't exist in the old astrology books. That's all I'll say again and again.
Absolutely. That was really interesting. Listeners, आपने सुना होगा and you must have got this new idea. डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया हमारे साथ अभी लाइव हैं. द साकेत भाटिया एस्ट्रोलॉजी शो सुन रहे हैं आप. एंड एज आई मेंशन्ड अर्लियर, इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस, स्टूडियो लाइंस आर ओपन. दिस इज योर चांस. यू कैन गिव अस अ कॉल 5107701550. अगर एस्ट्रोलॉजी या न्यूमरोलॉजी से रिलेटेड कोई भी क्वेश्चन है आपका, डू गिव अस अ कॉल 510-770-1550. और if you would like to connect with Dr. Saket Bhatia directly, तो आप उन्हें कॉल कर सकते हैं 408-639-5300 पे. saketbhatia.com वेबसाइट है where you'll get all the information. Or you can write to him if you have particular question. तो आप उन्हें info@saketbhatia.com पे लिख सकते हैं. Once again, studio lines are open and 30 minutes और हैं हमारे पास शो में. We can take couple of calls. 510-770-1550 is the number. So बहुत interesting conversation चल रही है हमारी यहाँ पर. And इसमें I would like to know more about the cancellation of दोष. जो आपने कहा था कि मंगल दोष अगर है भी तो वो कैंसिल किया जा सकता है.
सो अगेन इट इज ऑन योर ओन माइंड, राइट? आपके दिमाग की बात है कि आपके मंगल है, अगर है तो लेट्स सी हाउ इट गेट्स कैंसल्ड. पहले ही कह दिया कि इफ इट इज सिटिंग इन साइन 1, 4, 7, 8 या 12, देन देयर आर सर्टेन रूल्स फॉर कैंसलेशन. नाउ वी विल सी हाउ इट गेट्स कैंसल्ड इफ देयर आर सम अदर इश्यूज. इफ मार्स is in a sign of Aries, Leo or Aquarius, then it will not cause any problems. Okay? The impact of Mangal dosh is eliminated if Mars is sitting in its own sign. If it is sitting in the sign of a great friend. Okay? If Mars is in the second house, which happens to be Virgo or Gemini, it gets cancelled. If he is in the 8th house of Sagittarius or Pisces, he gets cancelled. Mangal dosh will not happen if Mars is sitting in Virgo, Gemini, second house, and its intensity will also be lessened अगर Taurus या Libra में बैठ जाए 12वें घर में. मंगल दोष will be completely eliminated अगर ascendant आपका Venus है and Mars जो है वो Capricorn में बैठा है, which means it is exalted, या अपने खुद के sign Aries, Scorpio में बैठा है नवंश में. Navamsh is the D9 chart, which is the chart of your spouse. Mangal dosh will also be eliminated if if there is no Mars, which is very not debilitated but retrograde and debilitated in the chart, तो थोड़ा और strong हो जाता है. The dosh disappears generally if both the couples are मंगलिक. अगर Saturn 1st, 4th, 7th, 8th, 12th house में हो birth chart में, इतने rules हैं, then मंगल दोष is cancelled.
Okay.
Right? अगर Mars itself is combust, then मंगल दोष is cancelled. तो इतने cancellation rules हैं कि I personally think something is going to apply to you.
टेंशन लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं है.
वैसे भी एस्ट्रोलॉजी में तो टेंशन लेने की जरूरत ही नहीं है. एवरीथिंग इज गुड. इफ इट इज नॉट गुड देन वील टेल यू, वील वर्क अराउंड इट, वील हैव सम फिक्स. कुछ तो करेंगे टू इंप्रूव योर लाइफ.
जी, तो आई थिंक ईदर आवर कन्वर्सेशन ऑन मंगल हैज अकर्ड दिस थिंग, बट वी आर गेटिंग लॉट ऑफ कॉल्स. कैन वी टेक सम क्विक?
श्योर.
हेलो, यू आर ऑन एयर विद डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया. गो अहेड विद योर डिटेल्स.
Yeah. So what exit details are required from my end? I'm not sure.
Well, we need to start with your name, so at least we can greet you on the call, na?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So my name is Kinjal.
Hi, Kinjal.
And
date of birth,
yeah,
time of birth, and
Saket.
place of birth. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So date of birth is 1st October 1991. Time is 11:44 a.m. and place of birth is Anand, Gujarat, India.
Sure.
11:44 in the morning. And आपने कहा
yes.
October 1st, 1991, right?
Yes.
आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है?
Related to my job prospects, like what would be future outlook for my job.
So you're born on Tuesday, you know that, right?
Yes, yeah. It was Tuesday, right?
आप Tuesday पैदा है. आपकी तो चार्ट बनती है your Scorpio ascendant. तो Scorpio ascendant का जो ruling planet है, that is Mars. The reason I'm telling you this is because जहाँ जहाँ Mars देखता है is going to only make it better for you. देखिए आपकी जो चार्ट है Mercury exalted है. Do you have a job right now?
Yes.
Because आपकी चार्ट देखिए, I've always told on the show, जिनके अच्छे planets बैठे हैं and आपके अच्छे planets Jupiter, Venus में बैठे हैं, you should not have a problem with career at all. आपका जो Lord of the 10th house career वो 11वें घर में बैठा है Mars के साथ and Mercury साथ में बैठा है, which is exalted. So मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा है आपका exact question क्या है. You want
like, would I be in the same position, or there would be, I will get any higher position in near future, or instead of job, should I start any business or so?
You should start a business. That is evident in this कुंडली. Because आपका जो करियर का पार्टनरशिप का घर है वो करियर में बैठा है. Don't make a mistake of working for someone. Start a business. The placement is good.
And what kind of business would be recommended?
उसको टाइम जाता है. Believe me, telling you exactly when to start the business, the type of business, that will take me time. वो इस शो पे होगा नहीं. But just to let you know, आपके नवम्स जो होता है, the amount of happiness you'll get. Your Jupiter is exalted. आपके करियर में राहु बैठा है, which are good planets in this chart. आपकी फिलहाल सैटर्न की दशा चल रही है. You should not be working for someone. You're making a mistake. I'm not saying कि छोड़ दो अपना job, करो, but there is a right timing to everything. You get that right time, it will blast off for you. You can call me. We can help you, but this is not the chart of somebody who should be working for someone in the long run. Okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Abhi, when she called, she had a Mercury which is exalted in the 11th house.
जी.
An exalted Mercury, it's going to make her house of gains go up significantly.
Wow.
And her Sun and Mars are also there. So this is a very good chart. She should start her own business. I really encourage her to.
So if you're listening to us right now, please give Dr. Saket Bhatia a call right after the show, 408-639-5300. Listeners, if you're listening to us, we are taking calls. If you have any question, 510-770-1550. That's the studio line number. You can call us. The Saket Bhatia Astrology Show sun rahe hain aap, and Dr. Saket Bhatia is live on air on Radio Zindagi. We have another caller waiting. Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia.
Yes, hi.
Yeah, go ahead with your date, time and place of birth.
Yeah, sure. My name is Renu, and my date of birth is 23rd August 1977. My time of birth is 9:10 a.m. and place is Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh.
Hi Renu, could you repeat your time again?
9:10 a.m.
August 23rd, 1977?
Right, and 9:10 a.m.
Yeah, and place क्या थी?
Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh.
Srikakulam, Andhra Pradesh.
Yes,
Mangal.
please.
Okay.
Sorry?
Now I
Sorry,
found the
second.
place. Yeah.
Okay.
What is your question?
Yeah, actually, firstly, I would like to start with thanking you. About 2 months ago, I had called you asking about my job, and you had mentioned that according to what you see from my chart, there's no issue why I shouldn't get it. But for good or for bad, they took a really long time to inform me, and I got the job. Thank you very, very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Your positive words made a very big difference. It's just that I didn't even know if I cleared the interview because they called me close to a month later. But there is a small, like a question mark regarding this job. The thing is, I'm going to start it from Friday and then going further from Monday. But they are not clear if there is continuity in the job. There are two people talking to me about the job. One person says it's only till June 3rd. The other person says, I'm not sure if person one said it, maybe that is it. But again, the same person says, oh no, maybe we can call you back in August when it's fall, when it's the fall time of the year. So there is no clarity, of course, because I'm not clear. I asked them, but unfortunately they are not giving me a clear picture. So
Okay.
I have taken it. Just want to ask, what is the continuation part of this job, please?
Okay, so you're running Moon Rahu Dasha. I told you, आपके जो moon है वो debilitated है. It is sitting with Galika Mandi. The good news for you is a debilitated planet in the 3rd, 6th or 8th house, जब उसकी दशा आती है, it cannot give bad results. It has to give good results. Galika Mandi also जो 3, 6, 8, 12 में बैठ जाते हैं, और 11, they get good with time. फिलहाल आपकी Moon Rahu दशा चल रही है. So I am not worried. Moon Rahu will give you the job. It will be fine. उसके बाद Moon Jupiter दशा start होती है, which is going to give you a full-time permanent job. Look, don't worry. अगर job जाती भी
When the Moon Jupiter Dasha starts, Saketji?
December 26, 2024.
Oh, next year, December.
Don't worry, it's very good for you. आपका जुपिटर अपने घर में बैठा है in the Navam's chart. It's very strong. Mercury के साथ है. You have Jupiter, Venus, Mars all sitting in the ninth house, 10th house. Don't worry.
I see.
You have a job. You'll be fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
So it will keep continuing because it is. If you look at it technically, it is only a 6 months job, December and January to June. So 6 to 7, January to June 3rd literally. So it is like a 6 month job. So I'm not understanding. Should I look for another job? Will they give me a better position here only?
Don't look for anything better yet. अगर कुछ देखना है, you watch what happens next year. Suddenly things will magically go up because your dasha, that 26 December 2024, all the way down to 2029 April is a good time for you. So
I see. Okay, Saket ji. Thank you very, very much. And especially more than anything, thank you for your kind words, your words of encouragement. I made it. And more than anything, I wanted to thank you for that.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Enjoy your weekend. Thank you so much for your call.
Yeah.
So, but Saket ji, should we settle for thank you या मिठाई का डब्बा वब्बा भी आना चाहिए?
मिठाई का डब्बा ले आओ.
Thank you so much.
Why not?
Yeah, stay
you.
tuned.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah, we have another caller waiting in line.
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah, hi. My name is Harun. I was born on June 27, 1970.
Just a little
in
slow.
Iraq.
Just a little slow.
Okay.
June 27th.
Okay. 1970
Okay.
in Herat, Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Okay. And what state is that in?
Good thought. Herat, Herat.
Okay. And what is your time of birth?
9 a.m. I believe.
Okay. 9 a.m. you believe. Okay.
Yes.
What is your question? We can try figuring out.
First of all, like marriage, like me and my wife, if I give her date of birth, we're happy, we're compatible. I want to make sure that if there's anything I need to look out for in the future, make sure, because you're talking about all these different aspects of happening, I want to make sure that I don't misunderstand anything or read into anything, or anything that I should watch out for. Marriage-wise, because we're happy together, but all these signs that you're talking about, it's kind of interesting for me.
So, looking at your chart, right? How many years have you been married?
28 years.
28 years. Lamba time ho gaya. You've been married so long. What is the problem? What is the question? Huh?
Just like sometimes you think about things like, everything that's on the right track. I want to make sure if there's anything that, want to make sure I'm ready for anything just in case.
No.
Are there bad times, good times coming around that I should be prepared for, things like that, or, that's,
So
just curious.
You're running Mars Dasha. The planet of Mars is the one that's controlling your life today. Mars owns your career, Mars owns your intelligence and luck. So everything to do with that.
Okay.
And that's going to continue till 2027. After 2027 March, you have some hiccups, some issues coming up. Because Rahu is sitting in the 8th house and Rahu will act like Saturn, which is debilitated. So you're going to definitely have some slight challenges coming your way in 2027. Those challenges will be in terms of your house, because Saturn, a debilitated lord, is looking at your house, not the happiness you get. You're going to have some ups and downs, okay?
Okay.
It's going to last a while, but it's going to be fine because Jupiter is sitting there and Jupiter is good in your chart. So don't worry. You can always, call for if you want more detailed understanding and explanation. But right now, the time for your career is on. Career and your luck. So use that, because that ends in about 3 years.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
And then marriage, everything's good then, right?
Like I said, it's good now, but you're going to have some challenges coming in 2027.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Thanks for your call. There is another caller waiting.
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hi, Namaste Saket ji.
Namaste.
Ma'am. Date of birth,
Ji.
My name is Raj, and date of birth, December 20, 1978. And time of birth, 10 p.m. in the evening, 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And place of birth, Andhra Pradesh, Ongole, Ongole.
Could you spell that again?
Ongole,
ONGOL.
Okay. Ongol.
Andhra Pradesh.
Yeah.
So
Ongol.
December
Andhra
20th,
Pradesh.
1978 at
Yes,
10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, 10-5 kind of. Yeah, 10-5, 10-10 kind of.
अच्छा ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता 10 5 10 10 okay as long as you were born and you're here we are happy.
Yeah, that's why I'm able to call. Yeah.
So tell me what do you need?
क्वेश्चन मेरा ये है कि लाइक मैरिज लाइफ कैसा होगा या एनी सेपरेशन या डिवोर्स या ऐसा कुछ दिख रहा है गोइंग फॉरवर्ड मैरिज लाइफ कैसा रहेगा.
आपकी मैरिज हो चुकी है?
हाँ हो चुकी है.
देखिए for marriage, separation, divorce, we are going to tell you one thing. You were born on, see, I want to take this in a calculated way. You were born on a Wednesday.
हाँ.
So the ruling planet is Mercury. Mercury is sitting in the fourth house of happiness. और वो बैठा है गली का मंडी के साथ. तो whenever you have Mercury dasha, you're going to have problems in this chart. Okay. आपका जो Lord है, he happens to, marriage Lord is Saturn, he's sitting in its own house. ऊपर ascendant में वो नीचे अपने घर को देख रहा है, तो he'll try to protect him. केतु बैठा है, राहु एस्पेक्ट कर रहा है. I don't see any bad aspect on this planet. देखिए आपकी शादी में स्ट्रेस तो है because Jupiter is retrograde. Okay, but I don't see any damage happening in your married life. I don't see any problem. जो कारक भी है वो भी 9 घर दूर बैठे हैं तो प्रॉब्लम नहीं है बट अप्स एंड डाउन्स है. राहु है.
अच्छा तो नेक्स्ट ईयर कुछ एनीथिंग शोइंग अप लाइक डिवोर्स या कोर्ट बैटल्स काइंड ऑफ थिंग.
नेक्स्ट ईयर इज देखिए इट्स नो नेक्स्ट ईयर नहीं उसके बाद वाले ईयर में आता है 2025 फरवरी के बाद स्टार्ट होता है. I don't know if it could be court battle or it could be your health because the ruler of the 6th house is health and court battles ना. तो the problem is देखिए आपकी चार्ट में Saturn and Moon are sitting together in your ascendant. तो you are the kind of person who overthinks situation and Rahu elaborates that. थोड़ा relax कीजिए. Take it little easy. You have good placement in your chart. Venus अपने ही घर में बैठा है. He is going to promote. If you want call us offline we can talk about this but at this point, between 2022 and 2025, you'll see some ups and downs, but 2025 के बाद थोड़ा issue है. Definitely, there is. Just hang in there. आपका Jupiter retrograde है, but it is still exalted. And इस कुंडली के लिए it's a very good planet. Okay, and Mars also is yoga karak. आपका it's sitting in a good house. It's Lord of Fourth. So we can talk more. I don't think you have a problem. Maybe you're thinking too much. But unless we get the whole picture, we can't say, na? अगर चाहिए तो वाइफ की चार्ट दिखा दो. We can always, get details from that. We can give you advice.
Okay, Saket. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you so much for your call.
Everything you do has to be done mathematically in the right way. When I say mathematically, I don't mean mathematically ignorantly. It has to be done in a scientific way. अभी हमने आपको समझाया what मंगल दोष is 1 4 7 8 12. अभी शो के बाद हम आपका क्विज भी लेंगे.
बिल्कुल.
We will ask you.
बिल्कुल.
अभी आप समझ गए कि इन घरों में क्यों फर्क पड़ता है and why मंगल दोष is something which should not matter to people.
Right.
I mean, so what? If it आपको क्या लगता है कि जिसका मंगल 8th हाउस में बैठा है, look at me, मेरा मंगल 8th हाउस में बैठा है. Do I have, it made me an astrologer? Sure. Has it killed me? No. Not yet.
Yeah.
कोई ना कोई दिन तो डेथ होती है. Has it evaporated my finances? No. Has it absolutely destroyed relations with siblings? No. तो क्या गलत हो गया? It is my ascendant lord. वो जहाँ देखेगा भला ही करेगा.
Okay.
जहाँ पर आपका ascendant बैठ के जहाँ देखता है, it improves those planets. So don't go too much on this Mangal doors. This is just a way of some astrologers to make money. Just for them to make sure कि they profit on your thing. उसके बारे में बात करनी है मुझे.
जी. So can we take one last call?
Sure.
Hello, you're on air with Dr. Saket Bhatia. Go ahead with your details.
Hey, Saket Bhatia. So this is Parin here. So born on December 29, 2011 at 3:45 p.m. Fremont, California.
December 29, 2011.
Yes.
You're so young. You're making
Yeah.
you're making me feel old.
Fremont, California. So, can you just tell me something about myself, my career and future, and where I'm going to be landed?
Can you tell me your time of birth?
3:45 p.m. Fremont, California. Washington Hospital. You might be aware about that.
Yeah. And sorry, time क्या था?
3:45.
3:45.
3:45 p.m.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're the last caller for the day, so we have more time for you.
Oh, thank you.
So आपका नाम क्या था? Porin?
Porin. Parin.
Porin.
Okay, Parin. December 29,
Yeah.
2011, born on Thursday, 3:45, California, Fremont. What is your
That's
question?
correct. So I'm looking out more like career, future optics, and what career I need to pursue,
Yeah,
and how my future is going to look like.
Is this for your son? Because this is 2011. You're 12 years old.
Yeah, it's just for my son.
You should tell me for your son. Na? We'll be happy that way. Okay. What career he should follow?
So we don't know actually. So this is the first time we are asking some pandit about him. So we don't know about.
I am not a pandit. I am an astrologer. आप पंडित जी वो हैं जो मंदिर में बैठते हैं, जो पूजा करते हैं. हम पूजा नहीं करते.
Yeah, that's correct.
हमारे सिर पे अभी तक बाल है.
Okay. थोड़ा बताइए क्या
हम
उसका
धोती लुंगी में
future क्या
नहीं घूम रहे
होगा?
अभी तक. पंडित जो होते हैं, they are very lucky. They are not like us. God looks at them 24/7. They look at God. I consider them to be very, very lucky people.
That's true.
I'm not
Yeah.
even fraction. So let's look at your sun's chart, right? आपकी sun की
Okay.
जो chart है, it is a Taurus ascendant, which is Venus. The
Okay.
ascendant lord is sitting in the 9th house, house of luck. This is one of the best placements you can have in a sun's chart. His Saturn, however, is debilitated. Exalted actually, sorry. Exalted Saturn बैठ गया 6th house में. So he's going to promote either disease or he's going to promote his career, which is going to lead people. He has moon
Okay.
sitting in the 11th house. अगर career इसका पता करने, we have to study his chart from the ascendant, sun and the moon, and that will take lot of time right now. Time लगेगा. मुझे,
Okay.
but if you really want a short scale answer, moon beta, he can go for service, he can go for hospice, can go for nursing, can go for medicine. Okay.
Okay.
But again, let me check his Navam chart. So we have Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Sun in Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces. He has no bad planets. Okay. He has
Okay.
no bad planets. He has Mars, which is extremely well placed in his chart. देखिए, your sun's chart is good. He can do what he wants because his ascendant lord is extremely well placed. Great friend sign. Call our office. We can talk. We can give you some guidance. He's 11. Hopefully you can get some traction. The only thing I want to warn in your sun's chart is the conjunction of Saturn and Mars. When Saturn and Mars sit together in any house, they will cause problems. And that is sitting in his 3rd house, house of courage, house of friends, house of social life. Oh, he's not going to get happiness from that. Okay. That is the
Okay.
only sad part in his chart. बाकी अच्छा है. Good kid. Let him enjoy his life. He's only 11. If you have questions, call us. We can give you more insights.
Sure,
Okay?
sure. No, you are right. You are right. So mostly he is leaning towards medicine. He's focusing on. You are right. Actually. So
Shukar hai.
that's what we are also looking at. Yeah.
You know, my wife just messaged me. She says, I'm listening to this show. So I can tell her कि देखो, people are saying I'm right. आप भी तो हमारी बात कभी सुन लो.
No, that's not going to happen. Thank you so much for your call.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Call us, okay? So question then becomes, is Mangal dosh good or bad?
Yeah.
Is it good or is it bad? And I want to talk about this, right? देखिए, I want to start by saying, calling somebody Manglik is like an abusive word, you know?
Yeah.
It's not right. 2 billion people in this world, it's like, why are you calling them Manglik? So what if they have Mars in this house? You need to get out of your ignorance. You need to get out of this darkness, and only then you'll be able to understand and appreciate what Mangal really means. There is nothing called Manglik. It's actually a positive sign. I told you before, people who are big industrialists, leaders, they build their self-confidence, they build to stand for themselves. ये मंगल होता है. पुराने ज़माने में जब when they had a woman that stayed in the man's house and they did not want her to stand up and speak for herself, that's when Manglik became an issue. They wanted to calm that Mars down. Ki let her be docile. But that is wrong. Everybody has the right to speak up. Now, one thing I want to say is there are millions of people in business, relationship who have Mars. Fear is sold very fast in life. Fear.
Yeah.
And when fear is created, then business comes. When business comes, then the good gets out. And businessmen start capitalizing on it. So Mangal has become a business of fear, in my opinion. But beliefs that come out of fear don't last for too long. The educated people understand that, because truth is not built out of fear. God is not built out of fear. Truth and God are built out of common sense and luck and love. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is stop living in fear. You're missing out on truth. You're missing out on God. Learn to accept things as they are. Jo Mangal hota hai, that is good. Happiness, joy in life is what you need. Mangal is just a signal which means you have more energy, you have more power, you have more courage, you have more bravery, you have more individualism than other people. People will see you as a commander, as a leader, as a politician, as an actor, as a writer, talented men, people. That's what you can become if you have strong Mars. You're lucky you have a strong Mars. Use it to your advantage. Do not fall for the people that are selling Mars based on fear. I'm telling all the listeners here, if you have Mangal dosh, great. Use it to your advantage. Life is both positive and negative. Both are required to complete it. Life is balance between these two things. Now it is your choice what side you want it to be. You want to use your Mars for positive or negative. Balance it right. The negative is not your imagination. Neither is the positive your imagination. They are both there. They are balanced. You choose, you take action, and make sure your Mangal is strong.
Absolutely. Amazing parting thought. Thank you so much for that. Listeners, सुन रहे थे आप डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को. Every Tuesday you listen to him live on Radio Zindagi 4 to 5 p.m. And I apologize to all those callers who were trying to call us towards the end of the show. Please आप या तो next week call कीजिए और नहीं तो आप डॉक्टर साकेत भाटिया को directly contact कीजिए 408-639-5300. That's his number. saketbhatia.com उनकी website है for all the other information. And you can write to him info@saketbhatia.com पे. With that, this is RJ Vedika signing off. सुनते रहिए रेडियो जिंदगी.
You are listening to Radio Zindagi, KZDG 1550 AM, San Francisco and